Yeah, that's what I want. Then I can then just move this over here. Then I can see everybody's chat, everybody that is chatting, which will be good, hopefully. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Make it small. Hi Linda, how are you? Hi Amanda, lovely to see you. Right, I'm here now, so main screen. So, hello everybody. I'm hoping I've got it. It's now got stuck. Okay. Overhead. Okay, not that one. It is the other one. There we go. Activate. So sorry about this, ladies and gents. Discard. So we don't want that one. Hello, hello. I've got no makeup on today or anything. I'm really not in the best thing. So I want the overhead. So let me just turn that one off and go back to that. I'm so sorry. I'll get there in just a minute. So main screen. I want the overhead. So that one there is not the right one. It's that I want. So, okay. Right, Savannah, really sorry, overhead only. Let's see if this works. Yay, I've got there. So sorry about that. Right, hopefully I'm here now and we are ready to go. So I'm just going to put my chat screen up there so that I can see everybody's chats and stuff, and then we'll get started, hopefully. She says, now I've just lost everything. Oh, right, there we go. So take that bit out and take that out, and then put that is what it is. I'm trying to just get my chats and they're not coming up for some unknown reason. They did yesterday, but today I always seem to have trouble with them. If I can't get them in a minute, then I will just carry on, and then hopefully Savannah will be able to just tell me if I have any messages. Right, there we go. So we've got, hi David, how are you? Lovely to see you. I've been loving your work that you've been doing recently. Been really, really lovely. So yesterday we did we started doing our album. So we started with this one. We rounded our corners and did all that and put our hinges into our book. I'll move it over a little bit here so that we can see. And we did our pages. Now what we were doing with the pages was we were going to have them so that they decreased in size going down. It's like so. So this is what they're going to look like. So page 1 and page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, and then we've got 6 on the back. Oh, 6, 7, yeah, 6, 7, 8. So I've actually gone ahead and done one page so far. I didn't want to do any more, but I also wanted to leave this to show you, because what I've done is I've put my magnets on, and I don't know if you can see where they are sticking together. Now that might be okay when you put your pattern paper and things on the top. It might detract from them actually snapping together. But to alleviate that, what you need to do is to change the magnets on the other side, so that they're polar opposites. And I didn't check on this, so that's a bit of a shame. But all I can do, because I haven't covered this, is I can just change these ones around. So I normally do check, but for some unknown reason I didn't check today, so that goes that way. So we're going to change it that side, and then I'll just check. Yeah, that's better, so that when you get your pages together, they're not going to snap together and then cause them to then go out of sync and things like that. I'm just checking that that's in the same place. I'll take that off. and push that down. There we go. I think the sun has gone to my head. I've been sitting in the garden, so I'm a little bit... hi David, how are you? Let me just see. So I can only see part of everybody's comments here, so let me just make this a little bit bigger. I know I'm having a really creative weekend. I'm loving, well, you know what it's like once you get started into a book. Although I'm not as quick as you, I have to say, but once I get started, I just want to carry on. So when I then put them together, they're not actually sticking, they're actually coming apart. So that's just another top tip for you. So that's that page, it goes like that. So we've got our flap on the front with our pocket that we did yesterday. And then we've got our belly band with our little tag closure down here. And I've also just put a tag in there. And then I mirrored that on the next page. So I thought that would look really nice. So that's just sort of mirrored. So then on to page 4, I've done an angled pocket with like just a little flap that goes over. You can change it, you can make it a bigger flap, a smaller flap. You could use your acetate on there as well, which is what I did. I did kind of toy with the idea, but I thought no, I'll leave it as is. So a little flap there with another pull out, and you can get quite a few things in there as well, which is quite good. So that's those pages. So we're going to mirror this page 4 and page 5, and then I haven't actually got anything in mind for these two yet. I thought I'd just, as we're making this page up, we'll have a think about what we're going to do on those. So to marry them up, because what I wanted to do was have them so that they are mirrored. I hope you can see that there. So this side, although I'm going to have my angled pocket open that way, and I did get it ready, so I'm going to use my tool to actually do the angled pocket, and it's really quick and easy to do. Now I have started writing the PDF for this, so it will be up probably by the end of today, or the video and that, so that if you wanted to try it, you're more than welcome, you can. Yes, always fun. Yeah, good techniques. Yeah, David. We've got 2 Davids in today. You've got sun. It's been raining in Cornwall. Oh, I've got lovely. Oh, it's been lovely and sunny here. Really nice. We took the doggies out for a little walk today as well. So, yeah, they were enjoying the sun. Right. So, I'm not going to keep looking at the chat. I'll just keep going. I'll look up periodically. So hello everybody, in case I don't get to say hello to you. So let's carry on with this. I get my bits and pieces out. She says, there we go, my little notes that I've got. So I won't give you the measurements for this one, as I said, they will be in the PDF, but this page here, so this is going to be your page 5, and the pocket is going to be 7 inches by 4 inches. So we do that first. So I did have a lot of scraps here, so I'm just using all my scraps up. So 7 by 4, and then this is going to have a little scored glue tab on it, right, like so. So I'm just checking. So 7, I don't think it was 7. Oh, it was 7. Oh, yeah, it was. So 7 by 4, so that's your pocket. But then to angle it, I'm actually going to, I've just folded over that tab there, and this is where my tool comes in. So it's going to be exactly the same width as my pocket on this side, so hopefully it does mirror it. So I'm just going to use my tool. Now instead of going through the little slot here, I am going to just do a pencil line down the side here. So I'm marrying it up with the edge of my cardstock. I'm just going to draw my line, and then I'm going to cut it off. So there we are, like so, just like that. And then this should hopefully mirror up. There we go. So then when it's open, it's going to look a little bit like that. So adding the glue along the bottom. Oh, hi Antoinette, how are you? Oh, lovely. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you for subscribing as well. Right, so adding the glue. It's always the way. This is where if you're not doing a live, you can just then stop the video and just unclog your glue. But I have to say, these glue bottles with the little pin in the top are a godsend. They really are, because they do really unclog. So I always use glue. I sometimes use double-sided tape as well, but this is another thing I always forget to do, is just round the corner. Because I've rounded my outside edges, I need to just keep that going through. So add that on like so. Now I am going to use the tape just to stick the sides down. I'm trying to stick, not have as much bulk in my album. And then another tip that I do is I always put some tape along this glue tabbed edge, because I found that when you put your photo mats in, you end up, it gets caught, and it just drives me insane. Okay, because then you're trying to get it in and you think it does fit, but it's because it's getting stuck on this little glue tab here. So I always put a little bit of tape just along that, and you will find that with the tape on, it will just slide over. So I just didn't do enough. And I'm just going to turn my other light on here. There we go. So, there we are. So that's on like so. And then I'm going to take the sides up. And that then is just going to keep your pockets closed. Now I saw this tip from a lady called Claire Charville, and she did this, and it's such a good idea. It really, really is. So I'm just going to go around that side there. What I also did, because I had a little bit of an accident, well, not an accident, I forgot really, because I rounded the corner on one of my pages. And I thought, I can't be bothered to redo this page. So I've just actually used some of the tape and created a square corner. And I'll tell you what I have done in a second. I've done it on both sides. Oh, it's going to be one of those lives, I think. I did yesterday. I said, right, don't do that. Don't forget to not tape your pockets closed. So let me get those. But it's easily done. There we are. I can't even say it's down to having any gin and tonics today. I'll blame the sun. There we go. Right. I was about to also say that, don't you sometimes get, especially if you're making albums, I always get one page that is a pain, that doesn't go right, and you will make so many mistakes on it. and I thought my page was the page yesterday, but I think this page is just going to be the same. So I'm actually going to leave that bit on. Right, I'm going to start again, and don't forget to not go over that page and the pocket. Go inside the pocket, like so. There we are. So that's 1 and 2. Now with my tape, I tend to use a different pair of scissors. I've got a really good pair of scissors and a really rubbish pair of scissors. Now I use the rubbish ones. I used to use my Tim Holtz ones because they're Teflon coated, but I just picked up these ones. These are Westcott ones, and they don't tend to get as gunked up. So I'm going to cut that bit off, like so. I'll bring that in. There we go. So that then is my pocket, like so. Now if I wasn't putting I'm going to call them a pocket strap on, I would have put some double-sided tape along the bottom on the inside of my pocket, and then that would have snapped that pocket shut so that it's not as forgiving in there. It would be a bit more firmer. But because I'm actually putting something over the top to keep everything in, I'm going to leave it as is. I'm just going to rub out that pencil line, like so. So that's that. So now all we've got to do is the strap. And again, I've just picked up a piece of scrap paper here. But if you want the sizes, this was 6.5 by 2.5 with a 1/2 inch score. So this one is just longer, but I'm going to just chop that down. Give that score line. And we can then add that on like so. So this can go wherever you want. It can either go in the middle, at the side. I wouldn't put it, you could put it there, but you would then lose the angle. So I'm going to put mine so that it is mirrored a little bit there. But I'm going to put my glue tab actually onto the front of the page here. Okay, so just put that down. And then I'm going to round these corners. Like so. Okay. Then add my magnets. I'm going to add the one at the bottom first, but let me add the tape on top, like so, and then I'm going to just push that over. That's brilliant. So what that's doing now is it is resisting the force. It's not going to snap together. So that's exactly how I want it. So I'm going to put one on the top. And then what I may do is put one on the bottom as well. So just leave that one there. I think I'm also in what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use some crocheted of the lovely lace that we have, the crocheted lace. I think that would look really nice with the beach themed papers that I'm going to use. So you can either leave this on as an added snap, but I'm going to take that bit off and just use 2. So there we go, like so. So that is your pages done. Now for the photo mat inside, it was 6 3/4, I think, by 6. That's another thing that goes missing, is your ruler. Right, so 6 3/4 by 6. So I'll have to use a new sheet. So 6 by 6 3/4. There we go. But you could make up your little tags as well to go in here. That goes there. And then it just slides over. So that then is those pages. So we're going to be working now on the back side of your page 5. And you want your page... No, this is 6. So this is 6. Get this right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. So we're on number 6. So what are we going to do? I think we're going to... I might have a pocket that goes this way down, and a pocket here with the flap over. I think that'd be quite nice. So let's do that. So I'm going to have my pocket from this side and then the flap opening out. So let's have a look. So my pocket, I'm going to have my pocket at say 4 inches by 6.5. Now I'm terrible. I need to write these down, otherwise I forget. So 6. See, I've forgotten already. Right. 4 inches by yeah. So 4 by 7. With a score of 1/2 inch. So that's my pocket. And then we'll have a flap. It flaps over. And we'll go for... No, I think what I do, I'm going to go with... I'm going to change that. So the pocket, I'm actually going to make it 5. And then I'm going to have the flap at 3 with a 1/2 inch. So there we go. Get my cardstock. So we had, let's do 5. So 5 inches. By 7. Just check that. So that's going to go on like so. I might add another little score line on that. And then this one is 3 inches. I'm actually going to make that 3.5 by 7. And then go down. So on the long side I'm scoring at 1/2 inch like so, and then turn around and score at 1/2 inch down there. So let me just check to see, have I got that right? So I thought I had it wrong. I thought that's not right, because that would be 7 that way. So it is 6.5, 6 3/4. I think that is. Yeah, 6.5. Yeah, I'm just going to put a little arrow there. I'm getting myself a bit confused here. So 6.5 goes there. That's better. And 6.5 that way. So you could either have them as a pocket, or you could have it as some flaps open, which might be quite nice rather than a pocket. Okay. No, we'll leave it as a pocket, but I think that is too high. 6.5. 6.5. So what has gone wrong there? So that's that side. Don't know if it's the sun that's making me. There we go. So that is 6.5, and this is 6.5. I think it's this ruler. It does lie right. So I'm gonna go down. Just take off 1/8 of an inch. See if that works. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Don't know what's happened there. It must be just the way it's cut. That one seems okay. Right, so that's fine. Okay, so if you want to leave this as a flap, then just put your glue on your glue tab. I'm doing it on the mounting fold side, like so. And because this is near to the hinges, I don't need to round these corners at the bottom, but I will do them at the top here. So I'm going to round the top of the pocket over, like so. And make sure I've got the right way. That. Burnish really, really well, like so. And then grab your tape and cut it off. Go. And I won't forget this time. Oh no, I don't need to because it's on the bottom. So this is going along that bottom part. And I'm going to just miter that corner because that's coming over a little bit. I'm going to miter that. Like so. So that's one side. And then do the other. Doing it this way as well means you, instead of, if you didn't want to use your glue tabs and you just wanted to glue the sides, which is fine, you can do that, but doing it this way you then have got the actual whole space of that pocket to use. So I'm going to cut a little bit down, and don't worry about the tape looking a bit unsightly or if it's not actually covered all the way down, because once you cover it with your paper, you're not going to see. Now what I've just noticed, I'm going to have to just snip it down the center so that I can go a lot over that strap that I've put down. I'll just angle that corner there, like so. Push that down. Just going to check that still opens. Yes, it does. If it didn't, I would have cut that bit off. So that's your first pocket in like so. Now this is going to irritate me. So just taking this off like so. And then our pocket is going to fit, sorry, our flap for the pocket is going to fit on like that. But because these corners are rounded, I'm going to round these corners here as well. There we go. And the bottom two. Let's check again. Okay. So the glue is going on that mountain side fold. Push that in. Now what I am going to add on here is I will add another magnet and a one of my tab pulls on there I will add, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that in a minute or when we come to do it. So that's your page 6. So then we need page 7, which is going to be this one, and I want to mirror it like so. Just burnish that bit down there. So let me check ruler again. So I am going to add an inch on. So that was 5. So this one would be 6. So let me just write that down. 6 by 6.5. Yeah, 6 by 6.5. And then this one is 3.5. So that would be a 4. So 3.5. So that would be 4.5 by 6.5 on there. Now I did have some extra cardstock, but it's disappeared. So 6 by 6.5. And 6.5 is going to go that way. So on that 6.5 side, sorry, on the 6-inch side, you're going to do a score line at 1/2 inch. So that's your one side. And then the flap is 4.5, so you can use the other side to your cardstock that you've just cut off. So 4.5 by 6.5 with a 1/2 inch score line on that 4.5 inch side. Score not cut. So that then goes on this bit, like so. And then I'm going to round these top corners and the ones at the bottom as well. There we go, 1, 2. And round them on here. Like that. Now what you could have done with this, if I'd have thought about it, is put your glue tab into the pocket, and that way it would have hidden it. So we'll do it on this one, just because I didn't do it on the previous one. So 1, 2. And then I'm going to fit this into the pocket, but I'm not going to close. I'm only going to close the one side, so you've still got that open pocket there. So I've mitered the two corners. Because it was the same size as my page, you wouldn't have fitted it in. So by mitering or just angling those right angled corners you are able to fit in. So I'm going to put my glue now onto the valley fold side. And then we'll slot that in like so. And then just push it down and then burnish it really well. Okay, I'm just making sure I've got it in the right place. So now we can go ahead and do the foundation tape sides. And we can just burnish those down. And these can go right along over to the other side. And I'll just take that bit off there. Push that up. Again, if you've got any creases in your tape, you can just burnish it out. There we go. And then the next page, or the next side should I say. There we go. I always cut it either too short or too long. So I'm just pushing that out, so pushing all the air out so that you can make sure that your pocket stays flat. Push that over like so. And that's your pocket in there. And then we can put the flap on like so. Now once I've got these made up, what I might do is just go back over them and see if there's anything else I can add just to make the page a little different. So I might add a flap up maybe on this flap, but flapping up this way, or I could add a acetate framed window. That would be quite nice, and that could be the actual frame that you flip open. So there's lots of different things you can do, but once you've got your base down, I then always find it's easier then to you know, make your albums a little bit different. So we're now onto the back page, and Savannah, you wouldn't just get me a drink, would you please? I forgot to get myself some water. So onto the back now. I'm just having a think what to do. Okay, right. Something in my head, but I need to draw it so that I can work out what I'm going to do. So get my pencil. So we've got... So this is what I tend to do. I have a little idea in my head, and then yes, I'm not sure anything, darling, doesn't matter, whatever. So hi Marilyn, how are you? Oh, thank you, I'm glad you like my albums, thank you. I'm glad to see you here as well. So when I'm not sure what I want to do, I tend to draw it down. My drawings aren't fantastic, I have to say, but in my head I can then visualize what I want to do. So I've got this, so what I'm thinking in my head is what I want to do is I want to cut this in half and have maybe a flap here. So that's a flap, and then maybe have one that comes down halfway, and that could maybe be a windowed flap, and you could have a tag that comes out the side, and then maybe this can be a pocket, but just a half pocket like so. So that seems quite good, doesn't it? So should we have a go at that? I think that looks quite a good page. So let's cut this in half. So we've got 4 inches. So will be 4 inches by, and we'll go right down to the bottom, so 6.5, but this will be 4.5 inches because we'll need a 1/2 inch glue tab that's going to go this way. So I'm going to put flap there that we know, and then we can then come back to 4, just checking. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this and then measure to see what space we've got. So we go with 4.5. Thank you very much. That's lovely. Thank you. I've got some pear drop squash. Very nice. Oh. So 6.5. And then along that 4.5 inch side, we'll just score a 1/2 inch glue tab. So just burnish that down. And then, so that's our flap. So I'm going to put that in place. Now you could add a little gusset on here as well if you wanted to, just so that you've got a bit more space in there, under there if you want. Because I did add a gusset on the front one, but I didn't think I was going to have much in here, so I'm going to leave that as is. And then what I may do is put another pocket underneath here. I might, I'll see. If I was going to put a gusset in there, sorry, if I was going to put a pocket in there, I should have put a gusset. So I might leave that like that. So that flaps open. Round the edges here. I say that all the time. I don't mean round I mean round the corners, like so. So let's check what space we've got. So we have actually got 4 inches, but I'm going to come and just have a little gap. So I'm going to go with 3 7/8. So like so. So that would be 4 3/8. That would be my measurement. So let's write that down. 4 3/8 by so I'm going to do the pocket. So 4 3/8 that way. Hang on, let's just right, so we're going to go with, so we'll go with 4 7/8, sorry, 4 7/8 by, we go upwards by, we've got, so 3 and 3 1/4, 3 1/4. Just write that down. 3 1/4 there, and then add, so 3 3/4. So we've got score lines on both, and 1/2 inch on long side. So let's get my scraps here. I've got quite a few big scraps, so that's quite good. So we'll go with 4 3/4 by 4 7/8, and then we're going to score along the bottom. So score along 3 sides, 1 short side and 2 short sides and 1 long side, like so. Just fold that over and just put that on just to see if that fits okay. Yeah, so mitre the 2 corners at the bottom. So when I say that, we're going to mitre them up to the 2 score lines where they join. And I always mitre the top of the glue tabs as well, so that when they close over you can't see them, because sometimes you might see them just poking over the top, like so. And I'm going to just fold that over and then have a look. Now this side here is perfect because I've got a little gap in there and I've got a really nice sharp point. This side not so much. There we go. So I'm going to cut just a tiny bit off of that, just to make that more of a pronounced point. And then this can go on like so. And then I think what I may do actually is I might come down. Okay. So I'm only rounding the 1 corner on this. Although I can round this one. And it would marry up with the other sides. There we go. So be there. So we could go ahead and stick that down. So I'm going to stick the bottom one down first, like so. I'm going to add my tape once I've got that into position. So you could have put this one over the side if you wanted to, but I'm not going to on this one. I'm going to keep that on the actual page. So I'm bringing in my tape, just tape along that bottom. Like so. And then you can then glue those ones down. What I sometimes also do is put my tape along the inside there, but just for quickness I'm not going to bother today. I'm going to keep that as is. So push that over. Now I've got a choice here to make, so I can either come down and have which I think I'm going to do, because I think that's going to be too short for a framed picture, a photo mat. I think we might be able to get 3.5. Oh, no, let's do it. I would get a 3.5 one. So we'll go with, now this I've got to get in my head what I'm doing. So we've got the back and then the frame. So that's part A, and we'll have a score line at the top. And then part B, we'll have the frame and then the glue tabs. There we go. And then that would fit around the part A, part B. So let's check these out. So part B, we'll do part A first. So part A is going to be, I'm going to do that at, I'll do that at 5 inches. That takes it down to 4.5. Okay, right, so that's 4.5. So part B has got to be this, so it's got to be the same. Let's cut this down. I think my mind's gone to mush. So 5 inches and by 3 7/8 with a 1/2 inch score line. Okay, so I've got that to play with. So there we go. So then we've got 4 7/8 by 4.5. Okay. Sometimes it's easier if you, well, for me anyway, is if I sort of visualise the actual whatever it is I'm doing. Yes, I will have a cutting guide for this, Marilyn. I've started doing it. It is nearly finished. I haven't actually done it beforehand because what I'm doing is I'm making it up as I go along. I just wanted it to be a fluid sort of day, whereas I haven't planned anything, just to show you that how easy it is to create different pages just on the sort of on the fly, really. So that's why I haven't got one down. So you're actually seeing it as it's coming out of my mind and onto paper. You're actually seeing what my thought process is and how I sometimes don't get, I have an image in my head of what I want to do, but then when I come to do it, it maybe doesn't work, so you then have to rethink it. But yes, there will be a cutting guide. So I'm just going to see if this bit here is going to be big enough. So we want it at 4.5. Oh, just shy. I have got some more cardstock here. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So we have got 4 7/8 by 5 inches. Sorry, by 4.5. And then we're going to score it. So we're going to score all the way around, so it will be at 1/2 on one short side and 1/2 on both long sides, like so. And no, that's not right. How did I not get that right? What is that? Four and a half. Ah, that's why. I always do it on the wrong side. Right, let me do it. So 4 7/8. I'm going to do the score lines now, and then I know they're on the right side. That's better. By 4.5, and then 1/2 inch. There we go. That's a bit better. There we are. That fits in there. So you can either cut this down, so your part A, you can cut it down and make it a little bit smaller so these fit around, like so, or you can fit these on the top like that. I'm actually going to have them so they fit around, so I'm going to just cut down just a smidge off of this, so probably about 1/8 of an inch. As you can see, they're not that much, just a little bit, and then these will fit over that nicely. But now we need to do a little frame that we're gonna make. So I'm gonna make a 3/4 of an inch frame, she says. Let me just check. Should I go with half? No, we'll go with, I'll tell you what, we'll go with a 5/8. I know it's an odd size. 5/8, but that would give me a nice, yeah. So how I do it now, my trimmer has only got centimeters along the top of my trimmer housing here, and unfortunately all of it, some of this is also rubbed off as well, so that's why I don't use it. So how I then get around that is I use my pencil, and because I've got a gully in my trimmer, I use that then as a guide. So I pencil mark down and then turn it over, and I pencil mark all the way around. Now I don't take into account the 1/2 inch of your glue tab. I fold that over and just pencil mark down. Now the reason why I do a pencil mark is because I need this area here. So the area where the two lines join, I need that area so that I know that when I cut my frame out, not to go past those two sections. So that down. And then turn it around to do the last side at 1/2 inch. So there's my frame. So it's going to be a square frame, but that doesn't matter, that's fine. We can get a square photo to fit in there. So now I'm going to cut it down. So I'm going to just realign my penciled line in between my gully, and get my blade and just place it so that it is on the line of your pencil line going down here. I'm really sorry, let me just turn that down a little bit. Maybe able to see a bit better. So you've got this pencil line here. So I'm just going to put my blade in, cut all the way across to the line on the opposite side. I'm going to turn it round, line it back up, and line your pencil line in between, and then just cut down to that line again and do the same thing. Now if you do happen to go over, don't worry too much, because what you can use the tape to make a repair. I'm just checking it's the same length. So I've actually, you can barely see it. I've just gone just in probably about 1/8 of an inch inside there. Can't even see it. Come on, just there. So because that's so small, I'm not going to bother repairing it, but all I would do is just use my tape over the side. But I will rub out my pencil lines. Now there are quite a few different ways of covering the frame. You can cut them out and use the miters and do them that way. You can cut them out and have them as squares, or you can cut the whole thing out as the frame. So there's quite a few different options. So when we come to decorate that, we can go through that with you. So I've just got some acetate here. This is quite thick acetate as well. So I'm just going to quickly measure this. So 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I've got a nice square. So I'm going to place that on. Now I tend to use my double-sided tape for this because if I use glue, I will get glue seepage coming out into the actual frame. So for me, just using tape is the safer option. So I'm putting my tape as near to that outside edge there of your frame as possible. And I'm going to just take the backing off. And last one, and then we can put this on. Now if you've got finger marks and that on your acetate, a good way to clean it is if you use isopropyl alcohol. I haven't got any here with me at the minute, otherwise I'll show you, but it brings up your acetate sparkling clean. It really does, it's really good, but I'm okay at the minute for that. So just place that down, and you're not going to see that frame because that's going to be behind our little pocket there. So before we attach this, you'll need to cover this part here. So I'm going to have to cut my papers, so I'm going to have to find what one I'm going to use. So I've just mitered those corners again and the top corners as well, just so that when I stick that on, it's ready to go. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could stick the bottom one on, and then that should be fine. Now I've done it so that I've got a bit of a area at the top here that is probably about 1/2 inch that where my frame doesn't reach. Now I've meant to do that so that when you put your photo mat in, you can then have this part showing so that you've got a finger hold to pull it up like so. Now you can put it on, I suppose, and then just very carefully put it in, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it as it is. And also if you want to add your magnets as well. So that then is going to go on like so. So I'm not going to bother rounding, or shall I? Yeah, let's round the corners on the bottom, because then they're all going to match. Do you know what? This did this earlier. There we go. It would not round. So I'm going to just trim that bit off there because it is, sorry, my TV is going to pop off, so just, it's on one of those timers. So I've done that one side, do the other, and then I'm just going to trim that extra bit off so that you can't see it from the one side. So I'll go round, and then I will round these corners here as well so that they all match like so, and that can fit on there. I've got one more to round, which will be this corner. Well, I do apologise if you can hear planes in the background. I have got a airfield not far, not like a proper airport, and it's just like a little tiny one, and it's like a hobby aeroplane airport, and it's as soon as it's sunny they're out in their planes. So we're gonna just put this one on, so we're going to glue this down, so again onto that mountainside fold, put that on like so, and then bring that down like that. So then that, and then that goes on like that. So it's like a mini page. So you can do this, but if you're doing like a bigger album, so if you're doing an 8x8 or even a 12x12 album, you could do that same sort of layout but in a bigger album, which would look nice. So what I'll do is when I put that down, I might put something over the back of that just so that they are hidden, maybe like a backing sheet or something. So that is your last page. So let's bring them all in and have a quick tidy up, which means putting everything onto the floor, and then I'll get my sweeper out. There we go. So move that out of the way. And these. I hope you're enjoying it so far. It's just like an impromptu type of live, really. It's just while you're crafting, while I'm crafting, it's just nice to have a little bit of company and a bit of a chat. Maybe learn something that you didn't know. That would be quite good. Oh, thank you, darling. I'm just going to have another quick drink there. Okay, so bit of tidy up. I've got some magnets to add to that last page as well. There we go. Just put these in my tools. Oh, and them in there. Right, so bring this in because I'll need this. And my papers. And my book. Now, I'm not going to stick them in just yet. I'm going to decorate them first and then stick them on. I think that's gone off now. There we go. And then I just prefer to do it like that. So just checking I had that the right way. So that can go there. That is right. Get it the right way. Yep. Okay. So then there's this one, and I've already seen what I've done wrong. But never mind, I do it all the time. So that one and that one, that one and that one, that one and that one. So we've got page 1 and 2, sorry, so page 1 and 2, page 3 and 4, page 5 and 6, page 7 and 8. But what I'm going to have to do is change these round because I've not followed my own rule, do this all the time, whereas I didn't look what was on the back. But luckily I've only got a few things to take off, but I'll leave those now and change them, because this needs to be on this side. I don't know if I can take that off. I might be able to just put a little thing down there. So let me do that and then you can see how we change things up. Sometimes it's nice to see that you I make loads of mistakes, but I just like to cover them. I'm very good at trying to covering them up. And then that way, and sometimes mistakes are happy accidents. That's how I say they're just a happy accident. They're not actually mistakes. They just are happy accidents. There we go. So I can just pull that bit off. There. Another good thing how to get these off is if you have some alcohol spray as well, is really good to get that off. Luckily that can pull underneath there. There we go. So that's one side. And then the next. So this, I'm just going to get my blade. No, maybe not. Okay. There we are. Oh, that was good. Luckily, this hadn't glued down. It had, but not as much as I thought. So take that off. That's good. And then what I will do, just to cover up where the paper is a little bit ripped, I'm going to cover them with the tape. But if it's too hard to salvage, it's just paper at the end of the day. So you can just redo the whole thing. But that's not too bad, that's fine. So I can just take this part off. Okay. As I say, it's not too bad. And just flip them round. So that's my right side. So we just need to turn them round this way. There we go. So glue back on. But I think what I may do is redo that one. So let me get my ruler. Again, I have got some cardstock as well. So 6.5 by 6. No, wrong way. Let me get some more cardstock. You have to excuse me, my foot is still really painful. I sprained my ankle on Monday, so it's taken up until today for me to be able to walk on it. So it's still quite raw. It's very bruised as well. There we go, so that's that one. So 1/2 inch there. Let's see if it's going. Just making sure that that goes in the right way. So that's my back that way. So we go there. So that's on that side. There, so that's my back. That's it, and that goes on. Like that. So just mitre them corners because I'm going to put it inside that. And then once I've done this, we can get our pattern paper out and we'll cover a couple of pages. So just adding that on just really quickly. So I got that right? Yes, that's right. So that goes that side. That's good. There we are. And then that turns over like so. There we go. And then the it's there. I was looking for the top of it and it's there. So let me take this out. Okay. So, before I start, let me just round those corners again. This is just going to go onto that page like that, and then what I'll do is I won't go over some of it, so I'm going to cut it down there and then bring that round like so, and that goes up. And then come around this side. There we are. I think really I've made a bit of a mess of this last page, but we will salvage it. You won't know. So I'm going to add this bit on here. I was saying earlier that do you get a page when you're doing an album? Do you get a page in your book that just does not go right? It doesn't matter what you do, you end up doing the cuts wrong, or you end up with magnets in the wrong place and stuff like that as well. It's oh, hi Helen, lovely to see you. Sorry, I've just seen everybody's comments. I was hoping to get most of my comments up there, but they weren't coming up, so I've just spotted it. How are you? I hope you're fine. Thank you for seeing to my live. I know it's not been one of my best ones, but as I say, I haven't planned anything, so it is just impromptu. So it's how I then come to make my albums and stuff. And then this just feels like I've got steel in between there. There we go. That's better. And then we can put this bit on the top, and then we're back to square one again. There we are. So this is the flap. Now, as I say, there will be a cutting guide for this in my group, Memories, Papers, Art, and Memories, Paper Art, not papers, paper art. And yes, the PDF will be in there as well. And then once we've done it, I'll do a walkthrough as well, so that you can see it in all its glory. So I'm just chopping that little bit off. Okay, as it was million. There we are. So that then is our last page. So we've got page, that's better, that's just what I wanted. So that way and then that way. So that's page one. So we can start decorating from the back page if you or you can do the front page. It's really up to you, however you want to however you want to do. Oh, Helen, it's been raining all day, Marilyn. Oh, but the sun is shining. The sun is lovely here. It's really nice. It's coming through my windows. I've had to put the blinds down. I'm thinking I might need to open the window, actually. It's getting a bit warm in my craft room. Oh, Marilyn, you're in Malaysia. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, hello, Malaysia. And I'm waving, but you can't see me. I'm waving. I'm having a look through some of the comments. Okay, so let's now get the papers out. This is the best part. So I'm going to start from the back and work forwards. So I'm going to start on my back page. Now we've also got the inside, front and back covers, but what I think I might do is I will do them in a separate one, or I might just do a video on that, because I'm trying to see, I can't see how long I have been live. It's not coming up. I know on there we go. So I'll probably go for another half an hour, and then yeah, we'll call it a day. It's amazing how long it takes to do an actual album and things, and I might work very slow, I think. So I've got the Beaches Calling, that's what I've got. So I've got the Patterns and Solids, the actual paper collection, and I've got an 8x8. But I'm not going to use the 8x8. I'm going to use the 12x12s. But this book, you would be able to use the 8x8s with. So let's have a look. Do you just not love the smell of Graphic 45? Sorry, you just have to just savour that moment of the smell as you open up the pages. And I tend to try and do this as I'm just before I use it. I like to flick through. I might do a flick a day. Flick through a Graphic 45 collection. I think that might be a good idea. Oh, look at that. And that's nice. It's just the colours of this are just so amazing. So right. Oh, that's nice. Look at that one. So I was just in awe of it all. It's just gorgeous. Right, I didn't get any stickers in with this one. I normally get the actual collections, but I think this one was set. I bought these separately, so I haven't got any of the stickers in there. So I think what I tend to do is I just put my hand in and pick up a page, and then, because that isn't what I'm going to use, otherwise I spend so much time looking through them thinking like that, oh, do I want to use that one, do I not? So I find for me that's easiest. And with Graphic 45 especially, you can do that because every page goes with every page, so you're always guaranteed that they're going to match and coordinate with each other. But I'm going to use this one on the back here, and I'm going to do this as so I'm going to start from the bottom and work up. So because I've got two separate entities on this page, I am going to do a bit of pattern matching and cut them down. So I'm going to cut this one down to, I'm going to have a quarter, no, in this book I think I might have a 1/8 of an inch gap. Did I say that on I can't remember if I did that on this one or another one. Right, so I'm just rubbing out my pencil lines so that I don't see them when I've put the page down. So this would be 4. So I'm going to go with 3 3/4. And then this will be 6 1/4, I think. Yes, 6 1/4. Now, I've just noticed here where some of my paper has come off when I've made that error. I'm just going to use a bit of my tape just to do a repair. Because you may have where you might not have enough pattern paper, you might not have enough cardstock left, but you can just do a little repair with this and it works wonders, and then you won't see it. So I'll come round and just cut that off and then fold over. Go. So then when I put my paper over the top, you will not notice. So I think I'm going to do a 1/8 of an inch border around these ones. So let's go with, so this will be 3 7/8 by 6 3/8. So I'm going to write that down. 6 3/8 by 3 7/8. I have to write it down, otherwise I forget. So as it's going that way, so this is my front, this is my top piece. It goes like that. I'm going to go with, so how I'm going to cut my page is like so. Move this over. Because I'm going to pattern match it so that it all matches all together. If I was to put that down and say cut this bit off now and put that there, it's going to be, it's not going to match. So I'm going to just turn it around so that the header part of your paper is facing to you. I always have my trimmer this way. I know other people have it a different way. To me, this is the easiest. I find it because I can see my trimmer and exactly where my measurements are. Whereas if I have it so that it is this way, I feel as though I have to reach over and look to see where my measurement is. But we're each different, so that, you know, if you have it one way, that's brilliant. So I'm going to cut this side first. So this is going to be at 3 7/8, like so. So take that off, and then 6 3/8 is that measurement. Now I am going to remember to ink my edges on this, but I think it might need to be a brown or a black. I've got grey. Right, Helen, the bloom, it's not actually called Bloom and Grow, it's actually called Flutter. It's the Flutter collection. I know, it's because I saw the Bloom and Grow. To me, it looked like a Bloom and Grow is what it was going to be called, but it was actually called Flutter. And I've had mine for a while. So your best bet, if it's not available in stores, then I would try any of the Graphic 45 selling sites. You might get it from somebody like that. Just maybe put a post up to say that you're looking for it, and you might get lucky. But if you're looking for it, two eyes are better than one, so I'll also have a look for you as well and see if I can find it. So I'm just going to use a grey pen. Now, this one might be, actually no, this is actually quite nice. Now, this is a very light grey, and you probably can't even see it, but I want to hide that white core. Just put it there. You see the white core there, so if I put my grey pen over, like so. It just hides it, but you don't get that harsh edge in if you use your black. Sometimes you have to use, you know, a darker colour, especially if you've got a darker coloured paper, then black or brown is brilliant. But if you don't want to have like lots of distressing around your edges, then this is brilliant. Now another good thing that I might do with this, but I might do it off camera first before I go ahead and do it live, is put some faux stitching around. And I'll get this on and then I'll show you what I mean. I won't do it on the paper, and then if it goes wrong, it's not too bad. So this is going to go there, but I want to not round those edges, do I? No, because that's the top. Yes, I do. So have I got that right? That goes in there like so. That comes over, yes, and then that's opening out. So we're going to just round those two top edges like so, and then that can go in there like that. So we're going to stick our first piece down. Now another good thing that you could add before you stick this in is, I know that Cool Cats have got, which I've got, are the photo slot dies. They are brilliant to cut out your paper so that you can add your photographs in there as well. They're really, really good. So that's my first piece in. Yay! So now I'm going to do this piece here, but I want to make sure that it all matches. I know I could use this. I know I could use this, but I might use this somewhere else because I want it to pattern match. So what I need to do is you have to think about, do you want it to pattern match underneath and then have this that matches, or do you want this to pattern match with this and then this to match differently underneath? So it's all those things that you just need to think about. But I think I'm going to have the inside match and then have this as a feature, because I do have this that goes on the top, don't I? So that goes that way. So yeah, I think I'll have the bottom that's going to match under here. I'm just, yeah. Right, so let's quickly just measure that. So that says 4, so I'm going to do this at 4 7/8 again, and I'm just going to go up to my pocket, so that's going to be at 3 1/8. So I'll just get my scrap here. So 3 1/8. So using the same page again, so we're going to go with 3 7/8 again, by 3 1/8. But before I do that, let me just double check, because that won't match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down here and just get that there. So I'm going to just put a mark there. I'm going to cut that bit off there like so, and then that should match. It does. And then I'm going to do my 3 7/8 on there, and then that should match, she says. No, it was 3 1/8, wasn't it? 3 1/8. There we go. and then that's going to match up just nicely. Excuse me, like so. But don't forget to ink the edges. No problem, Helen, no problem. That's lovely. Nice to have you here. Right, so we'll put this on. Goes on like so. Get a nice gap in between. Like so. And then that's going to just fit over like that. And that's lovely because then I've covered this gap here. I had a little bit of a gap there which I wasn't too happy about, but I'm glad that covers it over there. So then you've got this, so now you can think about, right, what do you want to do? I'm not going to use the same paper. I'm going to keep that because you can use it on another page. What's good about this as well, because you've got the cream at the back of this page, there's no patterns. You can use this maybe if you've got offcuts as like photo mats and things like that, or where you put photo slots and things, or just to show people where you put photographs would be really a good idea. So let me just stick them in there. Now I'm going to put a bit of blue on this, I think. So as I say, I'm not going to be too precious about what I choose, and I'm going to have, I'm going to have the shells, I think. That'd be good. Like so, and the shells I'm going to have go over this part here. So let me get my ruler. So I'm going to make that at 3 5/8. I think it was by 4 1/2, so that's 4 3/8. And then I'll just measure this part at the bottom as well. So that is 3 5/8 again. 3 5/8. And I think that was by 3 1/8. So let's get them on. And we'll cut down. So I'm just checking. I'm actually going to cover that all the way across. So I'm going to cut this part here first. So how I've got my paper with the header at the top is correct, because I'm now working from right to left. So we're going to cut the, we'll cut it in the same size. So that would be 3 5/8. Let me just double check. Yes, 3 5/8. 5/8. So, and then I'm going to cut the bottom bit. So that is 3/8, 1 3/8. And then that goes on like that. I'm not going to stick this on just yet because I need to add my magnets. Oh, I remembered. And then this one is 4 3/8. Okay. So that goes on like so. And then put that in my scrap. And then we've got this part here, which again I am going to do the pattern matching. And that is going to be 3 7/8. I think it's by 6 3/8. So 3 7/8 again. By 6 3/8. Like so, and then that should all match up, and it does. There we go. Brilliant. That's it. So now we need to add the magnets. Now what we can also do is I'm going to add one of my tab pulls, which I've got here. So I just need to cut one out. Does anybody get an arm that is weaker than the rest? I think my left one is. I think the whole of my body is weaker on the left. I think since I sprained my ankle, I've been using my left leg more as my dominant leg, and I think the muscles think, what are you doing to me? So I might do 2 of these, because although I might not use 2, but I'm going to just do 2, just because. And then these can go on here. So I'm going to have one on here, and then I'm going to have one on this side as well, coming across and onto here, like so. I think that might be quite nice, but I might do it that way. We'll stick this on first, and then we'll work that bit out. If I could do it that way. I could do it that way. Okay, that looks quite good. So if we do that, that may keep it stuck. Well, let's try it and see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We try something different. So I've just put glue all the way inside that tab pull. Now my magnet is going to go onto the side that's nearest your base page. That way you are assured that it's going to make it's going to have less card to go through. So just pushing that down like so, and I've just put it on so that the legs are just touching the edge here, and then this one can go on the bottom. Get a nice straight edge, and I'm going to sticky side up. Get a magnet first, that would help tomorrow. Okay, sticky side up, magnet on the top, let it find the natural force. I'm going to just turn that round because I've got more tape one side than the other. And then we can just push that down, pull that up. And then that's going to keep that closed. Now what I could have done is come down a bit further. Can I take that off really quick? Yeah. Yes. There we go. Just quickly. And then I think I'm going to come right down here. I don't don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. Oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah, you're going to love them. I must admit, I love those Make a Splash papers. They are, do you know, I'd let you into another little secret. I love them that much. I've actually bought another set to use. And if you do the Make a Bloom tutorial, if you make them up through that, I had about 8 pages left. I had the Make a Splash collection and the patterns and solids, so I had about 8 left. So I've got enough to actually make probably another small book. But I just thought that those papers just lent themselves to be have loads of acetate in it. That book, I did. So right, that can go over. So that's my page, and then I've actually put that there. I think that works better than having another one down here. But what I will do is just add one extra magnet just underneath, just to help with the, so you can have it either on the top or on the bottom. It's really up to you. I think it looks alright like that. So now we can cover. Take that off. That goes on, and just going to take this off a little bit. I've got a bit too much tape just on that edge. There we go, that's better. Now this magnet is right on the edge there, but because I've got the black tape underneath, it's going to mask it. So round the corners, make sure you've got them up the right way. And then I'm going to ink the edges. I'm not going to forget this time. Again, just using that light colour. It just gives them enough of a hint of a colour that it masks the whiteness. And they go on like so. And then push down. No, I've just noticed that. That's not good. I've just noticed I could see it through the back, and that isn't good. So let me just take that off again. Oh, this is my nemesis page, isn't it? This is the page that is going to be the pain. Is that going to, oh, I'm going to do it that way. Let me just see. I may have to move that down a bit. So luckily, let's move you down, right down to the bottom. Right, don't you just get it? There we go, let's push that down now. That should hopefully be in the right place. I'm gonna just see. No. Oh, this is just not working out. So I'm going to take that off, and I wonder if I could get it inside. Might work. Okay, I'm going to leave that page as is and have a little look on it a bit later on. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that here as is so that I can have a look at this page properly, because I think what it is, it's just not going how I want it to go. And you know how sometimes you think, right, I need to have a think about what I'm going to do with this page. So thank you ever so much for spending your Sunday with me. I do apologise if I haven't been on top form. Things just have not gone according to plan this afternoon, which is a pain, but that happens, doesn't it? It does happen. So I'm going to carry on with this page and sort it out and work out how I'm going to get that magnet over a little bit. I think I might need to just move that down a little bit, like so. But that's what it's going to look like when it's actually finished with. Well, I've just noticed I'm going to have to put that over the top now, like so. But that's okay. I can do that. So it's going to have to go like that. And then that's what that will look like when it's stuck on, like so. So that's what the page will look like. The colours do not show how vibrant they are on the camera. It's really weird. This is like a really dark navy blue. It's stunning. It really, really is a stunning paper. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'm going to put the magnet more in the middle, yeah, and the tape can go over it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, Amanda. I think it's just not, I think what it is just not going right. And I think I'm just getting myself more and more worked up because it's not going right. So I'm going to get it done and I will put it more over, like you say. It will end up. I can't get it any more out. There's not enough space in there. I think what it is that I can see the magnet when it comes through there. So I think what I might do is just maybe make something else. I might be able to put, I think I might have the answer, is put this one underneath and then have it like that. Yes. So I've got it, so that's going to work. Aha. So I'll quickly do this and then I'll let you go. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and not worry so much. So that's like that. Then this magnet will fit underneath, so I'll just add my tape, my glue, just so that it sticks on there, like so. So that's in the right place. Just move that over a bit, add my glue. And then come down like so. Hey, I think we might have it. Oh, that looks better. There we go. And then this can go on the top. Whew, I've done it. Yeah, do you know what? It's so annoying when it happens. It really is. It's like when you have Ofsted come, you can have the most amazing lesson the day before, and the kids can be on their best behaviour, and as soon as they've got Ofsted in the room, they think, I'm going to play up, and you have probably, you know, a really bad lesson. Not that it was any bad, but you know, you just think everything just goes wrong. There we go. So I just had to round those corners there. I forgot to do that. So that goes on like that. I'm going to finish this now, and then we'll go. I did link these edges. That goes on like so. And then this goes on here. And then I will put some, cover this, but my dies come with the extra die that you can do your mat and layers with as well. So ink that edge. There we are. Like so. And then that is that page done. But I think what I may do is I'm going to put, when I put something here, I'm going to put some embellishment or something. I might just add no, actually, I'll do it on the back. I'm going to add an extra magnet on the back, and so that it all stays stuck on the actual page. That's better, like so. So I'll just, when I come to do that, I'll put some tape under that, like so. So that opens that way and that opens that way, and then you've got a little pocket there where you can put a nice tag in. I might add something down there as well. But that's the page so far. Yay, I did it, we cracked it, we did it together. There, I've redeemed myself now, I hope. So we've just got this little bit to do. So if you've all got for about 10 more minutes, I will finish it now. I feel okay now that I've done that. So I will finish it. So I'm going to put this on like so. Now I was actually going to put it so that it came over the side. So what I might do is just cut this down. So just add that there. So I'm just marking my side there, and then I'm going to cut this glue tab bit off. Like so, like so, and then I won't cut that off just yet. I'll add that round. There we go, and then that can go round. That fits over there nicely now. That's it. So turn that round, and then we can add our glue. So I'm going to stick that down, I think. I'm not going to cut that off. I'll stick that extra little bit there, just down to the back there. And then I haven't got a raw edge or a cut edge where that has been. There we go. So we'll stick that over. Like so. Yeah. Tiny little bit there, but then that's going to, I'm going to put some tape over that, and then you won't see it. So glue on the back. and then glue on that last glue tab there. Like so. So that's the little frame. So I'm going to add my tape just over those glue tab back pieces, just so that they're covered. But I will possibly add something on the back there, but I don't think I will, because I think once the tape is on, it is going to hide it. Like so. There we are. Come up a bit there. There we are. So that's the back. And then we've just really got that to do. I'm busy gathering my supplies to start my fair. Yay! Which one are you gonna do the Bloom and Grow, Helen? Yes, Amanda. What I'll do is I will do the PDF after I finish the live. I will write the PDF out for what I've done so far. I have actually started, as I said, so that there will be a PDF and put it in the group, so that you've got it. But I think I'll just do this frame now. Now with the frame, as I said, there is 3 ways you can do it. You can do it where you cut out like rectangle strips that match the top and the bottom, and then do the 2 that fit in here, so in this section. You can do it where you cut out your rectangle bits and miter the corners, or you can do it as a frame. So the frame one is like what I've done in the mermaid one. I'll show you that one quickly, then you can see it. So at the back here, I did the frame on here. So that was the frame what I gutted the middle and then just used the frame as the pattern paper, so that you get that nice, it just looks like one continuous piece of paper. So it's both the same. Oh, I did a little book dangle to put on the back, on the side of that as well. I love book dangles, I really do. I don't know what to do. Shall I do a frame or shall I do a... So that's going to fit. That isn't the one that's going to fit in there, but that will fit in. Oh, that would be nice. Yes. I've got that Let's Go Artsy one, but I wasn't sure about it at first. But seeing what people have done with it, I really, really like it. Do you want me to show you, Helen? I have got that one here. Let me see if I can grab it and I can show you quickly. Now, I have to have a quick look, so just bear with me. Oh, I didn't realise I had that one. I did have him. This is how dull I sometimes am, because I did have these in my old, there we go. In my old craft room. I had it in alphabetical order, but I haven't. I've just put them in. So this is the Let's Get Artsy. I'll quickly show you. Oh. So this one is the Let's Go Artsy. So it's all the different art. So you've got your Frida Kahlo in there, and it's just lots and lots of different artists. When it first came out, I was unsure, but I've seen some amazing projects with it. and I really like it. So I am going to make something with this. So it'll be interesting to see what your one looks like, Helen. So it's just so vibrant. It's just a lovely one. So that's the Let's Go Artsy. So I was thinking of doing actually, of doing a Graphic 45 flick through. I have to say that very carefully. A day. So maybe getting some of my Graphic 45s and just doing a reel of flicking through the papers. So I think I might do that one. Oh yes, I've already done it. Yeah, the last one went up this morning. This morning it did, because it is the last day for the Graphic 45 brand ambassador call. I put it all up so that it's all up there and ready to go. I liked this book. I have to say it was a joy to make. I really did enjoy it. So it'll be interesting to see what yours is like. So I'll quickly do this and then I'll let you go. I said that last time, didn't I? But I'll quickly do the frame. Now with the frame, you have to cut it, whatever you want your gap to be, cut that down first. So I'm going to just use, first of all, a scrap piece of paper, because I always get it wrong first time. So I'm just going to get my paper ready and I'll measure. So my frame would be, well, it's coming up at 3 7/8, but I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4 and by 3 7/8 because it's just shy. So I'm going to write that down. 3 3/4 by 3 7/8. So this one is 3, and just making sure. So this one is 3 7/8, and this is 3 3/4. So 3 7/8, and then because that is 3/4, no, that's 5/8 of an inch frame. I'm going to go down to 1/2 inch. What's that? So 3 7/8 by 3 3/4. Okay, so I'll do exactly the same thing as how I made the frame. So I'm going to go down to 1/2 now and just put my pencil lines in, because I've gone down my 1/8 of an inch increment. Okay, and just going to cut it out very quickly. And as I say, I always go wrong on the first one, so I always then tend to just do a run through first of all, especially when I'm working with Graphic 45 papers, because I hate to have to make a wrong cut. So that's my frame. So then when you put that on, that should give you, if I go the right way, a lovely gap all the way around. Now you probably can't see it because it's in black, but if I hold it up, you should be able to see it just slightly. So I did it right. It's a good one. Like so. So that was 3 3/4 by 3 7/8. So I'm just going to go into my pile again. No, I'm not going to use that. No. That would look nice. And I'm going to cut this down. So I want this one to be 3 3/4 by 3 7/8. So just double check to make sure that is okay. It is. So again, just go down to 1/2, and I'm just putting my pencil line across. You can just do the pencil line and come in where you think the corner is going to be, instead of going all the way along if you want to. Oh, I didn't do that side. You really need a sharp pencil. My pencil's a bit blunt. There we go. Once you've got it in, just then cut it out. There we go. One last one. Now, so that's your frame. Might take a bit of time just to wangle it and wiggle it around so that you've got it in the correct order, sort of where you've got all your gaps and stuff, so that it's all nice and level and even. So I'm just going to round these bottom corners very gently and ink my edges like so. And then we can stick that on the right way, like that, and glue. Right, this paper trimmer is, this one is the Vasin Creatives. If you want one, I have one on my, I've got one left on my site. I need to order some more. If you want one, I have one left. If you want to message me afterwards, then yeah, it's yours if you want it. So let me just rub out these pencil marks. The trimmer is, it's one of those that, the only bad thing about it is the blades don't last as long as what you would expect them to last. I could probably do a whole, maybe get away with doing 2 albums with one blade, and that's quite a lot of cutting, so it's not too bad. Blades aren't expensive. They're about $4.99 for the blades, but the best thing about it is you get the scoring tool as well with it, which it then stops you having to get your scoreboard out and then do all your scoring that way. So it is a really good trimmer that way. I find it quite accurate as well, but what I've tried to do to sharpen my blades is I've just put some tin foil over some cardstock and then just gone and trimmed it all out, and then I found that does sharpen the blades a little bit, so you get a little bit more wear out of them. So yeah, not too bad. It's really what sort of trimmer you're after, really. But yeah, I love mine. I've had this one for quite a while now. As you can see, it is a bit grubby. Right, take that off, and then we'll add that in. And then I think I'd call it a day on that. Now I've redeemed myself, and we've managed to get that in, and it looks all right. So that is the back page. So when you put your photo mat in there, like so. I've just put that one in for show, but I will have it so that the photo mat comes up to that point there, like that. So you open it up that way, and then that way, and then you've got photo mat here in there, and you can put one there as well. It's just a different way. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. With that album, and then we've obviously got the back. So thank you for sticking with me. Yes, yeah, message me. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, I'm about, yeah, just message me afterwards and we can sort that out. I'll save it for you. So thank you very much for staying with me. As I say, I do apologise for the beginning. I did kind of got a little bit flustered in the beginning. Hopefully the more lives I do, the better I'll get at them. It's a bit more daunting doing lives than it is doing YouTube videos, because you're live. When in a YouTube video I can edit lots of stuff out, so, and you can't obviously do that with a live. But yeah, so thank you very much for staying with me. It was lovely to have your company this afternoon, and I will go away and have a little play with this. But maybe next Sunday, if you're all about, then I'll do another live and we can maybe carry on doing this then. So, enjoy the rest of your bank holiday, whatever you're doing, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.